Welcome to Inspire and Move, the show that inspires you to create, connect, and grow. I'm going to bring you meaningful conversations, aha moments, and all the motivation you need to up-level every part of your life. I'm Ali Aruda, founder of Inspire and Move, and your personal hype girl. I've gone from fashion school to celebrity stylist to corporate marketing to brick and mortar entrepreneurship with my husband, each time learning incredible lessons how to pivot, reimagine, and implement the steps to become successful. I am passionate about inspiring others to live their best life, a life of joy. We have the power to design a life that we love because life is too short not to. The best part is that you weren't meant to do this alone. If you feel like you were meant for more, let me ride shotgun with you, and together, let's get you to where you want to go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. Happy 2024. Oh my gosh, we're here. We've made it. It's a whole new year. We have another 365 days around the sun. And how great does that feel? I'm so excited to be diving right back into the podcast. I have a few episodes to share with you guys that will be coming out in the next week or so from 2023. So you might hear the little reference of 2023 holidays and December, but there's some good content in there. So just say lovey. But today I just kind of wanted to welcome everyone back to the show. This will be the first full year of the Inspire and Move podcast, and that makes me pretty dang excited. I swear I was just working for about 45 minutes trying to get all of my tech attachments attached. I think that makes sense. And it's a bit of a production and playing with settings. And I'm excited to make this show, bigger and better than how it started just in September. And I recognize that. And, the irony is I actually recorded a great episode for you guys on New Year's Eve, but there was no audio. So that was great. That wasn't going to do you any favors listening to that. So we're going to start fresh. And one of the things I am really excited to share is how Matt and I lay out our year. And what's really cool that, trying to make a positive into what felt like a negative when I listened to that and there was nothing, you can hear anything, was that we have our sort of intention ceremony of what we do when a new year is upon us. But we have also learned from some friends just recently that, things that they do. And I think that is really, really neat when you have those friendships or those people in your circle that do activities like this. They're really excited to design their year, set themselves up for success in business, in their family life, their personal life, maybe their fitness and wellness and mindfulness goals. And it's really neat to hear and learn how other people operate and what they do. And that's actually something I've been craving when it comes to my own time with listening to podcasts. I'm loving to just hearing all these leaders and high performers that I really admire, many of which I consider mentors, whether they know it or not. I love listening to them and learning from them. And it constantly amazes me how much free material is at our fingertips and just available to our ears, our eyes and our ears. People are constantly putting great content out on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, depending on, where you like to consume your information. And I love podcasts, but I'm also really into audiobooks. And that was something that I discovered in the last half of 2023. I think what actually started with the road trip Matt and I took down to the US in the middle of the summer, that it was a nice thing for us to do together. And then we really both enjoyed audiobooks as a great way of just adding in extra information. And that is something that has been a game changer for us and something we are certainly taking into 2024. So where shall we start? I want to first talk about how you design your year. And one thing I've been seeing a lot on Instagram specifically is the notion of in and out. What's in for you for 2024 and what's out. This is something that I personally have not yet done. I am excited to do. I wrote it down on a Post-it note. It's something I also want to tackle for the year, beyond what Matt and I always do in terms of intention setting. But it's something I've seen all over the place, and I'm kind of vibing with it. I think it's something neat and tangible that you can have at your fingertips, just in your phone, or maybe it's in your agenda if you're old school like me and you still have a written agenda. Maybe you have a notebook that you use all the time, a journal, wherever, is going to be a place of priority for you to recognize, celebrate, and come back to what is on your importance list and what you're not going to take with you through the year. just earlier this afternoon, I took one of our dogs for a nice long walk, and I was listening to an episode of Powerhouse Women. That's one of my favorite podcasts with Lindsay Schwartz. And it was a really amazing conversation between her and Jasmine Starr, also another leader in the personal development and tech space. And it was just a wonderful conversation. Just you can hear the energy and the support between the two of them as girlfriends, but also had some really great takeaways. And one of the things that I really recognized that Lindsay did for 2023 with herself personally was create space. And it's something that I've recently recognized in myself as well, that I think I am very much a high performer. I'm a high achiever. I really do enjoy being busy all the time, but I can also recognize when I need to dial it back and have some quiet time. And this whole notion that Lindsay had in 2023 about saying no to things, she even closed up some of her programs and was saying, just practicing the word no and really taking that time and space for herself to focus on what her priority was for the year: space and stillness. And it's so intriguing. I cannot wait to see her again soon and have a good chat about this, because it is something I want to know so much more about. And maybe that is something that you need to hear. Maybe that's what you're craving for 2024 when it comes to designing your year. How are you going to create that space and that stillness? What season are you entering? Are you going to experience 2 seasons this year? It's really neat and exciting to have this fresh start. I feel like opening up that January 1 in a notebook or an agenda feels like a fresh start. And hey, you might need, 3, 5, 8 days into January to toe dip and get your feet wet and just ease into it. And that's totally cool. As you know, Matt and I own a gym, and the first couple days of January at Benchmark Fitness have actually been quite quiet. It's always so endearing when people think that it's just like, revenue days because the people are coming in January 1st. And that is not the case at our space. And it always makes me chuckle. But I am here for the 2024 energy. I don't know what is in store for all of you. I feel like there are big things in store. Matt and I worked really hard in 2023 to expand and stretch ourselves. Expansion was actually my word of 2023. And to be honest, I kind of forgot that in the muck and the excitement of everything we were doing and achieving and working towards in the year. And we just this morning actually went through our words for this year, which I think would be a really great episode for Matt and I to do together and share that with all of you guys. But I really had this moment of reflection of like, oh my gosh, last year's word was expansion. And I think we absolutely crushed it. Or I guess it's my word, so I should say I crushed it. But we as husband and wife and business partners and best friends, we really crushed that. And we really stretched ourselves. We invested in rooms that we've never been in before, that we have felt the expansion as a result of that stretch, but also the, really moving the needle. And that's what's exciting when you are able to recognize how you have taken that word and you have put it into practice, and you can see and feel the results of that word and the hard work that goes with it. Don't just think that you pick this word and all of a sudden all the pieces are magically going to fall into place. No, you're going to show up, you're going to make the commitments, or you're going to say no to commitments, and you're going to do the work that goes along with these words. And I think that is an incredible piece to add into your intentions or goal setting, however you identify that experience and ceremony for yourself, is also celebrating those wins from the year, whether it's big goals that you set out for yourself or it is just doing one thing. Maybe you just want to run on the treadmill, and maybe that is what your goal was for 2023. It could be big, it could be small, but I think the action of actually celebrating what you have committed to doing is just as important as what we do in the first early start of the year when we are setting those goals and intentions, is to celebrate what you have done. Because 365 days, that's a long time. It can also feel like a short time, but let's be real. You have 365 full days before you have another fresh start. And in those days, you are taking action, you are moving the needle, you are getting into rooms, you're networking, you're doing all these things to put yourself on the map of making next year even better than this year. Or are you planting seeds this year because you are looking to, watch those seeds grow and flourish for the next year. And that is very much the season that we are in right now. Is we've planted a lot of really awesome seeds in 2023. And we are so flippin' excited to see all of those seeds just grow and flourish in 2024. And it might not just be, 2024. Seeds can take some time, especially if you have a variety of the seeds that you've planted. It won't just be this year, but we have felt this way for a while. And I'm loving that I hear this on some of my favorite podcast episodes by some of my favorite hosts and leaders, as I've kind of mentioned before, is that you plant these seeds and you can feel this bubbling inside that something really awesome and really great is going to happen. And that is the energy that we are starting the year with and what we want to carry through the year. We've made our investments for the year, but also keeping our eyes open for opportunity. I was talking to a girlfriend at the gym the other day and I asked her, what's your word? And she already had it. I didn't have my words yet. When she turned it back on me, I was swiffering the floors. And I was like, I'm going to have to get back to you. I don't have it yet. But she did. And her word was be ready. And I love that. She's already a high performer. She's excellent at what she does in her professional career. She's a beautiful soul. And that's her word, be ready. I was like, yeah, I love that. I'm excited for you. Let's go. And I think that is something so cool about when, you set these words and these intentions, but you also want to create space and opportunity for the magic to float in. And I hear this on some of these episodes that people are, busy. We're busy. We have stacked schedules, but you don't want to be so busy that you don't have any room in your day, in your week, just in your calendar for magic to happen and for really neat opportunities to come their way where, maybe you might have to move one or two things. But if you allow yourself to have some space in your calendar, in your routine, maybe even in the relationships that you keep, that you want some magic and opportunity to flow in when you're least expecting it, and you want to be ready. So that's what I have for you today, guys. Just a little nugget of an episode to just generate some really good energy to start 2024. I'm excited. I have a bunch of topics I'm already pumped to dive into and share with you guys. As you know, my executive co-host, Matt, loves to be on the show as well. So you will get to hear him on here with me. And I think I've already said this in some other episodes, but we do have some really, really electric guests already booked and that we're excited about for the Inspire and Move show. And as always, if you have anything that's on your heart that you would love to hear on the show, I'm just a DM away. I would love to hear from you. I would love to connect with you. And I wish you the biggest, best year ahead. And don't forget to leave room for magic, for opportunity, and always be ready. Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you took 30 seconds and shared this on social media, send it to a friend, or leave a 5-star review. There is power in community, and I am so grateful to have you part of mine.